Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Sparkle Queen, aka the Angel. Welcome Sparkles. Now let's get into it because the topic speaks for itself. Your kingdom spouse is arriving. Yes, he is. From now until January, because we're in December, yes. And we want to talk about it because those that are waiting patiently, still out here living your life, even though you're waiting, you're not entirely sitting down with your fingers in your laps. You are out here still living your life, and your kingdom spouse is riding in on that horse. Now, these are for the people that has been doing the inner work, the shadow work behind all the negativity that they've let go. So we're going to jump into some of the things which is also going to help people that are still waiting and looking for somebody and wondering why they're not meeting the right kinds of people, the right mate, the right love. Okay, so let's jump straight into it. So the first one speaks for itself. You threw away your old belief systems. The old belief systems that cause restrictions in your love life, blockages. Things like what they look like, what type of job they have, what's their height. Letting go of having specific things that you cannot control. When you meet your soulmate, it is an inner knowing. It's an essence. You bounce off each other, and the conversation you have between you will just be automatically just vibrating, that you won't even see that they're not your height that you go for, or your skin tone, or your weight, because you just get this sense of happiness and excitement when you're around this person. Your soulmate is normally not your usual type. So you for those that are looking, always keep an open mind, think outside the box. Let's move on to number 2. You closed out old cycles, meaning any relationship you had in the past that you've held on to, and they can still contact you from time to time, or they've turned into fair weather friends, or you hook up and you sleep with each other, but then you might not see each other for a while. You've closed all that extra baggage out. And anyone that's had ex-partners that has had hurt from the breakup and it's left you with your confidence lacking slightly, you've also managed to make peace with that within yourself, which is also a good thing, because you don't physically have to have a last conversation with somebody to feel like you've put it to bed. You can actually do that from where you are without them present and say you forgive that person and thank them for the experience and allow them to move on. Now, if you're not there yet, then obviously this topic is not for you. But for the ones that have closed out old cycles, old connections, wanting exes back, still continuing to sleep with exes, or little hookups and stuff with people that have always left you in a state of confusion and they've never really committed to you, you understand that you are just stagnating your love life, and you've closed that door and allowed the new door to open, which will bring your ex riding in on that stallion. Yes, he will. Let's move on to number 3. In your life, you have not set boundaries, and it's brought you to a place where you now realize that naivety of allowing a partner into your life to sort of to dictate to you how things should be set up for you, when you know deep down they don't have your greatest, best interest at heart. You now know that you're single until someone is actively and with intent dating you with marriage, and you will not just give your jewels or feed your pearls to swine any longer. Anybody that doesn't get down with your program, you will draw the line. You are not afraid anymore. You've come into your power, and you will tell that person, no, that this is where you draw the line. And you won't allow people your partners just to walk all over you and come back without an apology, or come back and they haven't really learned their behavior, to repeat cycles of treating you a certain way, of thinking that you're simple. You have grown out of all of that, and any rubbish, you will shut it down at the door. And if you have to walk away, even if you like them a lot, or you found yourself loving them or really wanted that intention, you will still tell that person goodbye and meet your new person with hello. That's how it's done. Let's move on to number 4. Number 4 is similar to number 3 because you set the intention. You know yourself. You know your value. You know you have self-love. You've increased on that. You've increased on self-care. You put yourself first. You think before you reflect on your actions or how it can support you before you just go along with anything. And when you meet that person, the soulmate, you can set that intention immediately, and it will give you a sense to understand where that person's at. Don't hold back and try and believe that it's too much too soon. No, you set your intentions of what it is you're looking for, and if they can meet your needs, I'm sure they will tell you, I can meet the needs or I can't. There's no point pussyfooting around and pretending that you want less for yourself. Go with exactly what it is you're looking for and what you want, and you should have no problems, particularly with your soulmate, expressing that from the core of you. And they will let you know by their response. You will know if this is a fake soulmate or not, because a fake soulmate will not partner with what you're looking for. In fact, they're only looking for a short time, not a long time. Let's move on to number 5. Something I quickly forgot to mention. For those of you that have very much hang-ups about the way that you look, the way that your physique is, any kind of dislike to yourself, your body, your face, I want you to know that your soulmate would love everything about your face and your body, whether it's stretch marks, if it's pimples, if you haven't combed your hair, it really doesn't matter. When they look at you, they just see the only girl in the world, like Rihanna's song. And I don't really listen to that music anymore, but when I did, I know that song. So they will look at you and just be in admiration and adore you. You are perfect to them. And whatever you feel about yourself is not what your soulmate, when they look at you, sees. They just see their future, the love of their life. You are perfect. So just bear that in mind as well, because sometimes when we have as females, we have hang-ups about our bodies and about the way we look, or men seeing us unprepared, like first thing in the morning and things like that. That's when your soulmate will love you the most, appreciate you the most, think you're the most beautiful without nothing on, just your natural self. Anyway, just thought I'll pop that in there. Okay, thank you. Speak back on the other side, Sparkles. I'm so corny in it, but you'll get used to me. Now, number 5 is you allowed your relationship to progress organically. Organically is the best way. If you try to force anything, such as I want to be married by this point, I want children by this point, and you push, you might potentially push that person or even scare them away. Allowing things to organically flow, and you will feel that when you meet up with them and conversations. Your soulmate is going to help you open up and discover yourself spiritually in new ways. Understand yourself with different kind of understanding, emotions, things you've never even thought about. They're going to challenge you, which will be so refreshing because it's going to be something you've never experienced before. And when we meet somebody and we feel like they're alive, not just physically but inside as well, there is something very precious about a person that not only just has worked on themselves, but they want you to also elevate and work on yourself. So allowing things to progress organically, understanding the person's beliefs as well, and meeting in the middle in terms of going forward and always considering each other. But I'm telling you now, with your soulmate coming, it's not going to be very hard. All what you've just had in the past and the push, the pulls, the struggle, the restrictions, all of that is going to go. That you're really not going to need to fight this situation. It's just naturally going to fold in its most organic state. So if you find yourself it being a struggle, then you know you're not found your soulmate, and that's just another tidbit for those waiting on their soulmate, because you know sometimes the universe will test us, God will test us, and they will send someone before they send the soulmate to see whether you have learned your lessons in the 6 steps that I just mentioned, to see will you go back into being naive, would you not set your intentions, will you chase after love, will you know all of the steps I said, are you going to revert back? And if you stick to that, you'll get the king. You will receive a king with pentacles, a king with money, a king with money. And when that person comes along, you just feel like you hit the jackpot. You might even feel you're in disbelief to a certain degree, because you think, is this person too good to be true? Because when you've kissed a lot of frogs, you start to believe there is no one left out there. You think everyone's drinking something in the water and everyone's gone crazy. But you will find that your soulmate, the one that God created when you was created, it will just change all your thoughts about humanity, and you'll be in your own bubble, so in love, just enjoying life. So I can't wait for you, I tell you. And I want you, when you meet your soulmate, is to drop a comment in the comment section. I want you to drop some that you've met your sorry, it's so tangled. I want you to drop in the comment section that you've met your soulmate and how is it going. I am rooting for you and I'll be so happy. Right, now number 6 is my final step, and this is for those waiting for the kingdom spouse to arrive, your soulmate. When you get your soulmate, please do not sabotage your relationship by comparing it to any other relationship that you've known in the past, whether it's your own experience that you've had, or with friends, or with somebody else, family members, so forth. Set your relationship around yourself, nobody else's. Please do not feel like because your friend's getting this, your partner's supposed to be doing this and that. Everybody's different. But I will say this, when you have your soulmate and you tell your soulmate, you know, in conversation, do you know I really like red roses? Don't be surprised if he doesn't go out and surprise you with red roses just like that. It's the little things. So appreciate what you do for each other, and do not compare your relationship, because it is self-sabotaging, causing feelings as if you have not got the right person when you really do. And another thing I want to just add on the end of that is, yes, your soulmate can still come unprepared, but it doesn't mean that they can't grow with you and learn and develop. So remember, life still has challenges, because we have coming from different backgrounds, different, sometimes different lifestyles. And it's about meshing and respecting, building trust, and going forward with patience as well. So that's just a quick tidbit on it, but that's what needs to happen. All right, well, I am the Sparkle Queens, and thank you for joining me, Sparkles. Please, if you met your soulmate already, put it in the comment section, and if from now to January you have met somebody, tell me about it. I am very much interested. Okay, until next time, Sparkles, I'll see you later.